In a bleak and desolate world, emotions were a thing of the past. People went about their lives in a robotic fashion, devoid of any feeling or passion. Love, joy, anger, and sorrow were all banned by the government in an attempt to create a more efficient and productive society. It was a world without art, without music, and without any sense of individuality. But not everyone was willing to accept this new way of life. Heidi was one of those people. She'd grown up in a world where emotions were illegal, but she couldn't help but feel that there was something missing in her life. She had heard stories of a secret underground society where people could go to experience emotions without fear of being caught. It was a risky move, but Heidi was desperate enough to try anything. She made her way to the secret location, a dingy old building hidden away in the heart of the city. The people there were like nothing she'd ever seen before. They were alive with emotion, their faces lit up with joy, sadness, and everything in between. She felt a surge of hope and excitement course through her veins as she stepped inside. But it wasn't long before Heidi realized that the government was on to them. They had been tracked and were being surrounded. The rebels were outnumbered, but they weren't going down without a fight. She watched in horror as the battle unfolded, a raging war between those who wanted to feel and those who wanted to control. In the chaos, Heidi found herself face to face with a government agent. He was cold and calculating, his eyes dead and lifeless, but something stirred in her as she looked into his eyes. It was a flicker of something she'd never seen before, a spark of humanity that had somehow managed to survive the oppression. As the two of them stood there, locked in a silent battle, Heidi realized that this was it. This was the moment that would determine the fate of their society. Would they be doomed to a life of emotional emptiness, or would they fight for their right to feel? And then, just as it seemed that all was lost, something miraculous happened. The agent's eyes flickered again, and this time she knew what it meant. He was on their side. He had seen the truth of what they were fighting for, and he was willing to risk everything to join them. In that moment, the rebels gained a powerful ally. The battle raged on, but with the agent's help, they were able to turn the tide. It was a hard-fought victory, but they emerged triumphant. They had proven that emotions were not something to be feared, but something to be celebrated. As the dust settled, Heidi looked around at her fellow rebels. They were smiling, laughing, and crying. They were finally free to be human again. But she knew that the fight was far from over. The government would not give up so easily. They would have to be ready for whatever came next.